So we're going to be talking about the Q2 digital marketing efforts. Prior to that, I'm going to talk about the digital landscape in dental industry a little bit. So Next Health did a survey of 500 dentists. It was actually a very interesting information. I'm more than happy to share the entire report with you guys. But essentially, the participants, 62% of them were dentists, and out of those 62%, 83% of them were general dentists. And a lot of interesting information existed out there. One of them in particular, not related to digital marketing, but the digital space, was that majority of the dentists found AI and automation very helpful, but only 30 to 40% of them knew how to use it in their practice. So that was something that the difference between, the understanding versus the fear of usage would be an opportunity for us to tackle in the future. But with regards to the digital marketing itself, the top three social media channels were 80% of the dentists were using Facebook, almost 60% Instagram, and 25% LinkedIn. And that was from the 80% of the dentists that participated said that social media has been the number one channel for them to utilize for, interacting with the customers, but at the same time, even getting booking services and also conversion directly on social media. So that's what we're trying to focus on with our engagement management. We want to be in the spaces that the dentists are interacting with their patients. We want to be there to interact with the dentist. So that's why we have, we run majority of our ads on Facebook, and we focus our engagement management on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. We pay a little bit of an attention right now to TikTok. That's a space that we are slowly and gradually testing out, but based on this report, we are right on track with where we are placing our ads and content online. Competitive space, I tried to do an audit on the website, and so for that we were trying to compare Global Dental website with some of our competitors. I tried to have some of our direct competitors, but also have a big name in this report. So when we were looking at some companies like National Dentex, Kidding, and Meet Dandy, our company's number one in that space. When we are comparing ourselves to Henry Schein, we are number two. That is because of all the other services that are available for companies like Henry Schein, where they compete in the medical space and also dental space. So this is a great news because that shows that when we are talking about the dental niche, we are actually number one, and we are dominating the Google and the SEO traffic. And the projections show that we are actually increasing slowly and gradually, despite all the changes in the algorithm. Majority of our competitors actually got punished by Google because of their practices on SEO, but we kept the consistent growth for the Global Dental website. Looking at the traffic per channel of the entry points of users coming to the website, again, Global and some company like Henry Schein, we are essentially dominating the space. All the competitors are getting very minimal traffic across the board for their digital marketing efforts. When we are looking at the dominance in terms of how many keywords we are, showing up for on Google, again, comparison for somebody like Henry Schein that has 130,000 keywords, we are at 14,000. Everybody else is in the very minimal thousands or hundreds, and so we are dominating that space. I took out these two graphs. This one includes Henry Schein. This one is without Henry Schein. So you see that we are essentially owning majority of the keywords in the dental space. And these keywords are specific keywords that the dentists search for when they're looking for a solution online. It's not necessarily a brand name. It's more of, technical keywords or phrases that are being searched on Google for finding a particular solution. So crown versus, Broxer. So that is a great news. Based on the the information that we provided, the goals that we have for um, 2023, it seems like we are aligned with what's happening out there. So we are focusing on, engagement management. We are focusing on making sure that we are found across the board when it comes to SEO, not only on Google, on the testament section of the Google, but also for voice search and any sort of technology that comes in the future. We are focusing on the long tail keywords and optimization, and we want to make sure that we are ready for that as well. We have done a lot of work. It's a continuous effort with the user experience we have done so far on the website, but we are going to continue on working on optimization of site speed, user journeys, and improvement on engagement and conversion. And also with engagement management, which is the main focus, is on social media content. We are covering majority of these events and trade shows, and we want to make sure that it's heavily invested on videos, telling the stories on reels, and also we have the highlight section on the Instagram to make sure that all those stories are not going away after 24 hours. It stays there for, the lifetime of the channel. Any new user comes in, they're going to still be able to see that story and engage with it. And also the first party data, which is happening across the board with the lead generation. We also have the joint efforts happening right now with our lovely IT department to make sure that we start condensing and centralizing that data so it's going to be available across the board. Had a very interesting conversation with the automation team, and we were discussing utilizing some AI opportunities there. So more information on that, hopefully in the upcoming quarters. Social media, we moved away from, just focusing on brand awareness because we stopped talking about, you know, um, static conversations, and we started talking about engagement management. So engagement management means we're talking about brand awareness, but also we're talking about listening to the customer feedback. We are talking about utilizing videos and dynamic content on social media. So when we are talking about engagement management, we also talk about conversion. So in terms of brand awareness, we're still in the upwards of 1 million impressions that we get normally from social media, but at the same time, we're converting on social media. So we had 107 total conversions in Q2. 17 of them were RX downloads, 9 were the indirect. Essentially, they came into the ecosystem of Global website, and then they went back to YouTube channels, the YouTube channel, and started watching videos. And also 81 users interacted with our CE courses on the website. And of course, there were other conversions indirectly happening on the website as a result of the traffic that we are getting from social media. But these were the most prominent and noteworthy of them. For emails, our open rate has increased by 10% year over year. We are at 40% now. Total clicks that we got in Q2, 69,000. The interesting factor about this is the number of emails are also increasing. So normally what you see in digital is the number of the number of emails or outgoing messages are increasing. Normally there is a drop in the average percentages, but we're actually increasing that's a great news there. 69,000 clicks. Despite the fact that it's a soft KPI, it still shows that users are interacting and engaging with our content. So that is a great news there. 88% of these clicks were to download an RX. So when we are talking about downloaded RX, we are talking about two different categories of RX downloads. We have the ones that are happening on the promotional content, meaning the doctor is receiving an email, they go on a landing page, they download a coupon RX. Another version of this is an indirect conversion, which happens when the doctor is not ready to submit that coupon RX. They land on the website, they engage with our content. Eventually, they're going to go on the send case, they download a universal RX, and they send it in with their case. 3% watch the videos. Again, an indirect effort on the website happening as a result of the emails, and 9% filled out the forms, which is the lead gen attempts on the website. As for web marketing, we created, just a reminder, we created the Data Studio last year to kind of give us more visibility in user interaction when we are sending out any outgoing messages, or when we are having an inbound marketing effort such as SEO or social media. So the Data Studio uses UTM, which are parameters that go into the URL to tie a anonymous user to a certain effort. So with that, we can, track the conversions, engagement from the third party promotions. We can track any sorts of, again, outgoing or inbound messages that or interactions with the website. So majority of these acquisitions are happening from the emails that we are sending out. After that is our organic search, which is, the SEO, the SEO searches that are happening with those particular technical keywords. And then we are also getting referrals from third party with our backlinks. Anybody that is utilizing the content that we are creating, they're linking back to Global Dental when they're creating a content. Normally, these are doctors or, vendors that are inside our ecosystem that are engaging with our content. Direct and organic social is, of course, those ones that they're not ads on social media, but they're posts that we are regularly putting on social media. Normally, it's natural to see such a small sliver for organic social, but we're still increased when we're looking at, back in 2020, because we were not having engagement efforts that were linking back to the website. It was mostly, utilizing landing pages that did not have any SEO value. So we switched that to also make sure we're linking back to the website for the signals back to Google that, this message or messages carry some authority. And then we also have paid searches, which are the Google ads that we are utilizing for .io and also for the satellite labs. For .io and digital dentistry, we have links that takes them back to the Global Dental website. The top events that we are getting from all these efforts are clicks within the website. When we are talking about clicks, we mean interaction with the different points of the website. So that can be a banner, that can be, going to the product pages, that can be, watching a video. We have people filling out the forms and also downloading RX. So these are those indirect interactions as a result of outgoing messages that we are sending out. Some of the user experience things that we did in Q2 was adding filters for the live courses. I apologize, this is actually for the events calendar. So we created the events calendar for the Global Dental website. This appears on the home page of the website. Along with that has the particular page under education, and also the global or aggregate page for education. So we wanted to make sure that any point on the website, if there is a prominent space that we can dedicate to our events, we wanted to make sure that this calendar is there and the user can interact with it. So they're going to be able to filter out any of the events that we have, live courses, symposium, webinars, based on the type, the date, customized date, and also the location. So they're going to be able to get to the final results as fast as possible. So right now, as of, I believe if this was launched last month, we have 350 users that are interacting with it, and the total engagement has been 972, which means that we have the majority of these users are returning users, and they're constantly engaging with this calendar, uh, emitting all the IPs that owned by Global Dental users. So this doesn't count, for example, my engagement or the testing engagement that we get from, our lovely development team, testing these pages out. We also launched the Resource Hub, which is a centralized resource for any resources that are deemed important for the doctors. They're going to be able to, filter these documents based on the document type, if it's related to a specific product vertical or brand. And then they're going to be able to find and download those specific documents. I'm going to send you the PowerPoint, and there are specific links that can take you to these pages if you would like to interact with them. Also, we have the IFU at the top, so it's going to be a great place for us to make sure we have those centralized documents. These documents also exist on the product pages, and also on Global Direct. Some of the pages carry these documents, but we wanted to make sure that we have that centralized place to put all these documents for faster and responsive, accessibility for the doctors. I apologize. We also added the filters for live courses. So if you remember in the past, it was, you had the live course cards, and they needed to go to specific live courses. They had to click to go back to the Global Direct, and there you would see where this courses are located, or what topics they are, and so on and so forth. So we added the filters to the site. Now they're going to be able to get that interaction on the Global Dental. Global Dental is also the second source of traffic and sales for Global Direct. So this is going to be an important user experience, but at the same time, it's going to be important for sales on Global Direct. It's an integrated experience. And as of when we started integrating these filters, we see that the more users are coming in, and total interactions also increased by 36% month over month. YouTube, great news there. We were, I believe, last quarter we were at 700,000 year-to-date traffic. That has increased to 1.4. We were at 4,000 hours of views. Right now we are at 8,000, and total subscribers stand at 132,000. Great news there is 88% of our traffic is also general dentists, which is majority of our target audience. This is all because of amazing work of the video team, and Sam in particular, where I was talking to one of my friends, which works for this great public company, and I was talking about video KPIs, and they said, yeah, usually we hope to get 500 views on a particular video. And I'm I just, when I put that into context of how amazing our YouTube channel is being run, I mean, hats off to you guys. SEO success, we're continuously growing our organic traffic. We're still, um, last month we were at 61,000, right now at 59. Authority score is still higher compared to all our other competitors. So as we see that, normally you see when somebody's getting punished on the graph, there is a massive dip and they don't recover for a while. But for us, it has been a continuous growth since when we started the website, but specifically from 2019 all the way to now that we launched the new website. For Google Ads, it's very difficult for me to do year over year because they're scattered, and also we are doing brands for like Satellite Labs and .io, and so I just wanted to choose one as success story. So this is what we started running for Digitech, and there were two sets of ads within that campaign, and it resulted in a lot of conversions. 75% of the conversions were phone calls that are coming in. So I would be very interested to see if we can hear these phone calls in the future and see, if there are any additional conversions there, anything that we can learn to improve or change in these Google Ads. Direct conversions are clicks, download RXs, anything that is directly happening on the website or the landing page as a result of these Google Ads. There were some My Account signups, RX downloads, and also some download for the patient brochure. The total conversions on the website itself was 220. We brought in 66 new users. So definition of new user being they were not on our website before and they came in for the first time to interact with it. And so out of that, also 3 were the current users. So total of 69 users were brought in, 3 current users, 66 new users, which is a great opportunity there. And that's really the story of Google Ads, because dentists are searching on Google for the solution. So when you're running a Google ad there, majority of times you can bring in new users and be able to run lead gen efforts for prospecting and for increased sales. I believe that was the last slide. Thank you for your time. Any questions, anything I missed or you would like me to go back to?
I'm immediately curious, Patosh, on that
Yes.
Google ad piece. Just and this is, I don't know that what our follow-up efforts are. I'm like you. I'm curious to hear these phone calls and see, because this is obviously something that could provide a much needed boost to the Satellite Labs.
Phone calls is one of the. So what I did in the past in the insurance space was I used something called an AvidTrack, which was a trackable phone number. Google will provide us with a trackable phone number, hence how we know how many phone calls came in. But something like AvidTrack also allows us to listen to the phone calls and categorize it based on lead or something else. It would be interesting to, based on the keywords, I can say with it, most what do you call it, definite response that it wasn't a customer service call. But I don't know, like question that I have is I don't know hypothetically if it was resulted in a sale, if it was resulted in a new customer. So that would be my curiosity. And if it didn't, then how can we improve on the communication to make sure? And with Google Ads, we also have opportunity to do retargeting in the future and make sure, like, for example, retarget to the ones that the traffic that are coming to the website to a particular page, hypothetically a product page. but it has to be an interaction with the website. If we are doing it on a landing page, then that's going to be an ecosystem that we can't track because that's not visible to Google. So we can definitely, there are some things that we can explore in the future.
Great. Yeah, I don't.
And
I want to follow up with Ashley on this. And do we have for the future Satellite Lab Google Ads? Is there a? Are we on a rotation? Where did we land with the Google Ads for Satellite Labs? Are they always on? Is it they're taking turns? If they're taking turns, what's that schedule? Do you happen to have that information?
I do not have that information right now, but I can definitely look at the calendar and send it over to you.
Okay.
I believe with confidence that it was on the rotation, but I'll just in case I'll look and get back to you on that.